What's up, everybody? Shiz here. Today we are going to take a look at Dead State. I don't know if any of you have been following this. Zombie fans probably, but it's been low key. They don't got much. It's by Double Bear Productions, and they don't have much going on as far as Twitter or anything. But this game is on Steam. It just went beta, I think, a couple days ago. So what I'm just going to do a quick overview today and what it is. It's a bit of a sim, so think it's turn-based. It's survival. You know, gather supplies, manage your outposts, manage your team, that kind of game. So think of, I know this is kind of a weird merge, but the best I could do to describe it, think Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Jagged Alliance, and those are both more for the combat. State of Decay, if any of you have tried State of Decay. In that sense, the gameplay, the story, the way you have to keep people happy, manage morale and all that shit. So, excuse me one second here while my fucking cat opens the curtain on me. Cats. Fucking cats. So, yeah, that's kind of a rough analysis of what you may be able to compare it to, but it's really fun so far. It actually has surprised me. Like I said, not much hype. I haven't heard much about it, but as soon as I heard it went into open beta, which lets you play more than 7 days in a row, their early access previously just had you, the game stopped after 7 days. So now they opened it up, you can keep playing. From what I've seen, there's a huge map to explore. That's another way I kind of mentioned Fallout. The map reminds me of Fallout, the travel, the areas you go to, they're all pre-built by the dev. And that's where you go and get your shit done. So I'm gonna load up my game here. I'm not too far in. I'm at my shelter. You can save anytime you want, which is awesome. It's top down. You know, you can swing your camera every which way. You see, it kind of has a layout like any of those kind of Fallout and Jag games you have seen. So this is my outpost, whatever you want to call it. I'm here with a group of survivors. I'm not going to spoil too much. Then again, I don't know too much about the story and what's going on. So, zombie apocalypse, it's kind of recent. The entire world has been overrun. It's a virus. And I am this guy here, who I named Henry Stowe. And he ends up on a plane crash in Texas. I'm in a town called Splendid. That's where this school is, where we've taken refuge. They found me and another person in a plane crash, took me in, and now here I am kind of trying to help them out, manage people. There's a big social scene in here too. You'll see as I start talking to people here to kind of keep them happy and everything else. So I've been going out, I've done only a few missions. I think I've passed 2 days so far. I fixed the fence, so there's a fence going around, and you don't actually go up and put your guys on and have them build. You manage everything from a board, which I'll get to in a second. So I fixed the fence. I went out and got some pharmaceutical supplies for my outpost. So that's basically how it works. My outpost is my outpost. To travel, I would walk to the edge, double click to run, pretty straightforward. Click on a door to open, click on anything to interact. Right mouse button is your best friend as well. Get to that in a minute. Okay, so you just put yourself on, every map has these blue kind of squares, which you've kind of seen in Fallout. Any of the Fallout games, they have this on the edge of the map where you can walk out and access the world map. So this is all I've discovered so far. It's a rough map of Texas. And here's my outpost, splendid. My shelter, they call it in this game. And there's been a few places which I have traveled to so far. Downtown, I went and just got some supplies here. Llano Commercial, I had to go there to a hardware store to gather materials for the fence. A pharmacy, I had to go, that was my second mission, to gather pharmaceutical supplies. So how it works is, I don't know if it's so cut and dry with missions. Again, I'm still early in the game. I have also stopped by here, Bison Street, which is Bison. This little ad right here. So there was a fast food joint there with a couple houses. So each area is its own little kind of area that you go and you can explore. Not much to them, they're not huge. You can probably pan a few screens over and see the entire area from what I've seen so far, but it'll usually have the main spot you need to go do whatever you have to do in, like the pharmacy or the hardware store, and then some other buildings that you can risk going into, whether you want to lockpick your way in or bash some doors down. You can do that in this game. You see here there's an option to travel foot, horse, and car. There's also a clock here, so like Fallout, as you travel, time advances. So the thing is with this game, as early access data is right now, is you have to be back by midnight. So there's a few things in this game that will guarantee a loss, game over. If you're out past midnight, so if you travel too far and unable to make it home, you die. If your main character dies, you die. You could take, I'm not sure what the max number of team members is so far. I probably should have checked that out, but I've had 2 with me, plus my main character, and that's basically who I've gone adventuring with, so gathering, let's call it. So yeah, back by midnight or you're done. If you don't keep your fence repaired and zombies out, you're game over if they get in. And I believe it deteriorates as you go. So I just want to first kind of touch on the interface, the intuitiveness of the game. And it's actually, at first I was like, you know, I don't know how this inventory system is kind of doing me. The way you kind of drag things and move things and split things is kind of weird at first, but it actually grew on me. It's actually quite simple. There isn't much to the controls. Combat isn't too complicated, so it's great. They did a very nice job at kind of keeping it simple. And you know, here's your shelter storage. So a bit on storage and how that works, and then I'll kind of get into the basics of interface here. So as you go out in the world, you collect, and as much as you can carry, each of your team members, weapons, ammo, you know, your basic medical stuff, armor, supplies. And then we have unique items, which are items that either people want, and that, like, how can I make you happier? That's one question you can ask all the NPCs, and they'll say, oh, blah, 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 I'm not sleeping, I could use some sleeping pills, or, you know, it's a little more, it's a little nicer than that, but there'll be, you know, coffee would be great. I'm watching the radio, and some coffee beans, some fresh coffee would be amazing. Luxury items for the zombie apocalypse. So those all go into the unique kind of tab here, and you'll find them randomly, and I haven't played it that much yet, but I think you just plop them in there and it makes them happy and it increases morale. More on that in a bit. Around that, you have luxury items. So you the pillows, blankets, magazines, books, toothbrushes, toothpaste, any item that would be a luxury in the zombie apocalypse. So picking that stuff up, you want to bring it all back, because when you get back with your team, all of those luxury items, all of the food you find, you don't consume food when you're out there to restore health or anything. You have to keep your health kit up to par to heal your players. So you don't eat and heal. Eating is for morale. Food is for morale. So your food, your luxury items, your unique items, that's all dropped off when you come back. Some medical stuff like pharmaceuticals, antibiotics, which help fight the infection. If one of your team members gets infected, that all goes into your stockpile. When you end your day, it does a summary of everything you've brought home, how you've kept up your morale, have you repaired anything, what condition is this in, what condition is that in, what mood is this person in. It all has an effect on morale, which was actually kind of neat. You'll see that when I end my first day here. So for this tutorial, I'm going to try to play through a day here if it doesn't take too long, and then I'll kind of cut it there and you can see exactly what a day consists of in Dead State. So that's kind of a quick rundown on storage and everything else. So if you find stuff around here, and if you have stuff in here that didn't automatically transfer over, you can put it over yourself, hit stock, it'll throw it into your morale pile, let's say. It's a really neat system. I like that. I like that you need luxury items, that you have to get things that, you know, oh, here's a pillowcase. Pretty fucking useless, but hey, I'll bring it back. It's a luxury item. It's really neat in that sense. They did a good job at separating what you need to fight, what you know, it's not realistic that you eat a granola bar and your health is back up. However, if you take some painkillers and some bandages and whatever else, that makes a little more sense. So the interface, so pretty straightforward. Click on an item, click on several items, however you want, and then you use this key, the double arrow, to move one item over. Okay? You can split items, select it, control, hit it again, split, let's just say we want one, and then we click the arrow again, and it'll move one. Move it back, it puts it back in the pile automatically. So control, left click, pretty straightforward. If you click this, it moves everything over. It takes everything out of, it's like a loot all button. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to resort this shit after. But this is all shit I found out there. Weapons, ammo, got some goggles there in store. Not much for supplies, some dead rat, apocalypse chicken, as they called it in this game. Some other muck. So, and then from here, you can manage your team. So you can select the next whoever else and do the same, get them geared up. So you get all your team members geared. You don't have to take them all, but you want to kind of keep them all geared in case you do. I mean, you can do that at any point. It doesn't really matter. It's not like you're forced to run out and go fight. You go kind of at your own leisure to go out and scavenge. So we're in a school. Each person has kind of their own room. These are other survivors so far. So the conversation is kind of neat. There's a whole social system. So here's an example of anything that would improve your mood. So each person kind of has this. Anita, in this case, I would love some deodorant, especially if we're rationing water, and I'm a sucker for chocolates. Those are both luxury items, or chocolates might be food, but whatever. Or they could fall under unique, even because these people are looking for them. Questions, can I ask you something? You can go in on the whole, asking, you know, if you want all the lore and backstory to the game, you can talk to all of them in that sense. There's a rapport system in effect, which will kind of let you have different relationships with people. So, you know, whether you're a good leader, there's a leadership stat here. So it's how well the character is able to get others to follow their example. Dialogue skill ranges from reasoned to intimidating, increases effectiveness of allies in combat. So I've spec'd into that. I always like to get a bit of extra lore out of the game. I always go into the conversations because I do like to read backstory in any game. I'm a big kind of fan of that. So, and there's also the negotiation side of things. So different people react to different strengths here. If they don't like a negotiator and they like a leadership, or a leader, you might do better with some leadership skill, or vice versa. So as you put points into strength, how it works is you need to do your goals. So there's a goals window here, which you kind of just saw. And there's your kind of reoccurring goals here, which is you need to keep this stuff up to keep morale and to keep just your shelter in good shape. So luxury parts, fuel, food, antibiotics. Now, fuel runs the generator. Fuel will also run a vehicle if you find it. It's not easy to find. You got to search all the cars for fuel. You'll sometimes find them in junk piles and everything else, but fuel will keep the generator going. An example, if you run out of fuel, you won't be able to take a car if you have one, and you won't be able to run your generator, resulting in your shelter having no power. If your shelter has no power, you get a big morale hit at the end of the day. So this is how the mechanics of the morale and items work. Food, if you're running out of food, if you're out of fresh food, or a certain amount is eaten every day, if your stockpile's low and you start taking hits on that, that will affect morale as well. Parts are used to fix things, as far as I know. Antibiotics are used to fight infection. So I think how the mechanics work is if you're in combat and you get, I think, to dangerously low health or somewhere near death, and a zombie hits you again and you survive or whatever else, you go into a bleeding effect too in this game, and there's knockout states and blinding, and I'll go into that later. But there's a good chance you will become infected. If you're infected, as far as we know, maybe this will change later in the game, and as we discover more, but you're infected with the virus and you need to treat it with antibiotics. Eventually, I believe if you don't treat it, it will kill you and you will turn into a zombie. Not you, but your NPCs. What happens then? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet, but that's kind of the gist of it. So now, the moods, you need to, morale items, like I said, I'm doing okay so far. This bitch right here, Elaine Martin, can't even talk to her. It says she's uncooperative, so I can't have her in my party. I can't assign her a job. She's upstairs crying like a useless bitch. I can call her that, and you have the option to say, quit your crying, you're fucking useless, or something along those lines. I haven't said that yet because I'm playing a nicer character. Henry Stowe is compassionate, he's reasonable, he's trying to he lost his family in that plane crash, by the way. You find that out in the first 5 minutes of the game, so no spoilers there. But I'm just kind of playing a easygoing, more, compassionate kind of character. So each character has their own skills, their own set of skills, their own specialties. Some are good at shooting, some are good at medicine, some are good at science. There's mechanical, there's, just look at them here, survival, which covers the world map as you travel, and random encounters, a la Fallout. That's kind of also what reminded me of Fallout there. Mechanical, the character works with items, with moving parts, lockpicking ability, upgrades to shelter, upgrades to weapons, so I can fix things faster than the average person who wouldn't have mechanical. So survival. How well the character can reuse elements to create new items, crafting better armor, new ammo, new thrown weapons, crafting medical supplies, adds contact poison to weapons. Oh, I didn't know that. Medical. How well the character deals with healing the human body. Less AP action points required for using healing items. More health gained from healing items can heal wounds on self and allies. Negotiation. How well the character convinces others to share their point of view. Dialogue skill ranges from understanding to convincing, reduces morale decay, which is beautiful. Leadership, how well the character is able to get others to follow their example. Dialogue skill ranges from reason to intimidating. Increases effectiveness of allies in combat. And then we have ranged, how well the character deals with distant enemies. Increased accuracy, damage, critical hit, chance, increases range, faster reload times. Which is lower AP, obviously. Melee. How well the character deals with close enemies. Less AP required for melee strikes. More damage caused in melee strikes. Greater ability to bash objects. So you can bash doors open or you can lockpick them. I can do both. I have good melee, good enough right now anyway, and good mechanical. So simple doors I can lockpick. There's a whole noise system. Get into that later. So back to goals here. These are your main goals. This is how you level up. Completing these. So, build a shelter upgrade. I gotta do that. That will give me some skill points. Once you max out your skills, you then start putting into your stats, as far as I know. So you gotta work on these first, and when you If you end up maxing them all out, you get to start putting points into here, which would be great. That might all change too, come release. I can't see it sticking this way. It kind of baffles me why all of this is just, you can't edit any of it until you max that stuff out. In my opinion, I think they need to balance that out a bit. So find 100 pounds of fresh food, find luxury goods to make the shelter more comfortable. As I do those, that's what gives me the XP. You don't get XP for fighting, you don't get XP for exploring, you get it for completing goals. That's what levels you up, basically. There's no level system, it's just kind of, you know, goes by your skills, and I'm not Henry Stowe level 3, for example. So here's my team, my allies. So far, you can see I've assigned this guy to hospitality. He's in a wheelchair, so he's kind of useless as far as going out and scavenging. I have Anita Cass in my party, Joel Oswalt in my party, Renee Cass, no job because there's nothing she can do right now. Elaine Martin, she's uncooperative and unhappy, so useless right now. And then there's me. There's also status effects. So a lot of how this game works is time, days. So if you get status, like she's wounded, and she got wounded in combat somehow. I don't remember how, but she got it. So she has lower AP. She just isn't as efficient in combat. So I'm not going to take her out anymore. I'm going to go to the board, and I'm talking about a board in the cafeteria. I'll get to that next. But I'm not taking her out because I think wounded, she has to heal for 72 hours. That's a long fucking time, but gotta let her kind of stay back. There's other effects. There's fatigued. Yeah, there's a whole list of them. So, and these effects basically have to be healed over time. So you're better off leaving or managing, you know, leave the one with the most ailments at your base, at your shelter, to kind of heal them over the days. Here's your shelter. So, fence strength. I could probably repair that. I don't know if it, if no guards on duty. So I don't have an option to add guards yet. So, here's my scavenging party. Here's my working survivors and idle survivors because they can't do shit. So, this is kind of just a rundown on your shelter, your morale, food, fresh food. I think this is building supplies, pharmaceuticals, and gas. A lot like State of Decay. In that sense. So, to manage everything you've seen so far, I think it's pretty straightforward, pretty basic, easy to understand. So, as far as that, you've got the inventory. You see how the shelter screen works with the moods and your allies and everything else. We have a job board. This is how you manage your team. Who do you want to take? Who do you want to do what? Who do you want to work on this? Who do you want to cover this? That's how this works. So, for example, Anita Cass, I'm not taking her with me because she's wounded. So, she has pretty good mechanical. You know, each of these jobs, building, repairs, require certain skills. So, a machinist upgrades or produces various weapons, items, and armor. And there's a requirement, mechanical skill, 1. She has 4. Good to go. However, I don't have the materials. I'm missing a workshop. So I'm going to have to build a workshop. Here's a gym. Let's see, workshop. What do I need? Mechanical skill 4 or 5, toolbox, parts. So I need more parts, and I need a better mechanical skill. So is there anyone with mechanical skill of 5? I don't think so. No. Anita Cass to be closest, so. Yeah. Oops. Now, should I build a gym in the meantime? I don't really want to because parts are so goddamn rare. This upgrade can be built, but does not currently work. Oh. Okay, anyway, leave that alone for now. So you can see here, there's a whole range of things you can build. Just like State of Decay, the more you add, the more morale you get, the more things you can do, the safer you are, the more efficient your shelter is for survivors in a zombie apocalypse. Now, repairs. here's a fence repair. So, okay, let's repair 17 hit points. That's for 1 to 7 hours. So she's got to stay here and rest anyway. So I'll put her on that. Now, Renee is her daughter. You'll see here, she chemist. And this is for ammo, it seems. Machinist. Again, arrow, speed loads, sawed-off shotgun, doctoring, you know, farmers, guard duty, healing, maintenance, nurse, relaxation, car recovery, all kinds of shit. Buildings, so I'll just kind of name these off. Wood fence, stone fence, watchtower, garage, rooftop, garden, greenhouse, mushroom patch, science lab, infirmary, shooting range, gym, recreational room, chicken coop, well, workshop, mobile radio. And a repair, let's have her, no, she's coming in the party. So you just put in party. So you see here now I have Joel Oswalt, Renee Cass, and Henry Stowe. They are my party. This bitch can't do anything because she's useless right now. Davis Cray has a job. I put him on hospitality, promotes goodwill and comfort at the shelter, and generates +4 morale per day. So that helps. I'll keep him on that. He's not doing anything else. Rather than just having him sit there idly, I'll put him on hospitality. This pastime button here is if you want to fast forward. So the more you have helping, like let's say fence repair. If I put, let's just put like this guy, my main guy, repair, fence. You'll see it's 1 to 7 hours. Yeah, 1 to 7 hours. Sometimes this text can be hard to read in this game, I find. Font they use. If I have him help, it goes to 3 hours. So to pass time, you can choose how many hours you want to pass, but that wastes your day. Wasted days, wasted time results in used supplies. That is where it gets dangerous. I don't just want to pass time. I want to make best use of my time. This game is a lot about that. So back in the party. Well, I'm having Anita Cass repair the fence. Well, I'm having Davis Craig provide hospitality. Rather than just passing the time and getting it done, I'm going to go out and scavenge with my other allies to kind of find shit, make use of the time. Let's go find some more gas while they're fixing this stuff. You know, all that shit will be done eventually. Let them get to it. Let's go scavenge. And that's pretty much the job board. Everything in the game revolves around this. You don't have to go back into a managing screen or anything. This is nice, easy to use as you select each job or what you're going to build or what you're going to repair. It tells you exactly what you need. From there, you know you can go out and get what you need. So I know I need building supplies, so that's going to be my priority right now. Okay? So here is Renee. Let's just talk to her here. Anything that would improve your mood? I got really addicted to coffee in college. The good stuff, not that freeze-dried junk. I will jury-rig a cough press if I have to. Otherwise, I could use some rechargeable batteries for my flashlight so I could read at night. You know? So that's why these people are in a good mood. I think I have got mostly everything they wanted to keep happy. You can ask some. So, what do you think of me? You know, I can ask that question. I'm not going to because it's kind of a weird question and she might say, what the fuck's with that? This girl is also mad at me because I took her mother out to scavenge against her request. She didn't want her mom to go. Her mom wanted to go. She wanted to go instead of her mom. So God forbid I get her mom killed, which I didn't. She just got wounded. So I'll leave her here for now and I'm going to take this one instead. But that's kind of a brief, kind of shallow example of how the social system could work in this game. Upstairs is where the bedrooms are. Okay, so this is my room to pass the day. I just go sleep in my bed. It'll say, would you like to end the day now? Yes, it gives you a summary of what you've gathered, what your morale's at. Did you take a hit? Did you take a gain? And that's pretty much it. Here's that crybaby Elaine. She's just been sitting there the entire time. Useless bitch. So that's pretty well it for the shelter. Pretty straightforward. You know, it started off, I was able to kind of go around and check some lockers and everything else. As you're looting shit, it's very important to mouse over everything. There's nothing that kind of lights up and says this is lootable. You literally have to go over and mouse over and making sure you're not missing anything. Right? Like there, see? There's a locker. School locker. It's just one, but I had to actually search for it. So it's kind of neat that way. You can miss things. You got to be very thorough when you're scavenging. I thought that was a neat mechanic. So I've got nothing left in my med pack here. So let's get into, we're going to go out and do some scavenging, and I'll kind of show you some more mechanics of the game. When I travel, it'll automatically bring my selected party with me. F5 to quick save. Walk here, M to open map. Where do we want to go? Downtown Splendid. And it says here visited 1 times, visited 2 times. These are fishing locations that I've discovered on the way. I don't have a fishing pole, so I'm not going to go there. Brady Pharmacy. So I really don't have much. Did I have? Let's check my goals here. Build a shelter upgrade. Search outside the shelter for useful locations. Find 100 pounds of fresh food. Find luxury goods to make the shelter more comfortable. Fence needs to be repaired. I don't like going out with less than 3, so that's about all I can do right now. Let's just try walking, I guess. Can I just walk? Go searching. It's 5 p.m. I have to be careful. Old church. Let's check it out. So, that's cool, right? I think I can make it back by midnight. 6 p.m. Yeah, I should be good. 6 hours. So, oh, this fucking bug. Okay, it did this before. I don't know if it's a bug. It's got to be a bug. Like, I have this geared out team that just arrives with me randomly. It happened to me once before. Early access beta. So, like, who the fuck are these guys? We got Sweaty Dave, Coyote Brawler, Marshall, Coyote Enforcer. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how they got there. I don't know if they're part of the game, but I'm not going to chance it. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to quick load and just retravel. Let's go find that school again. See there, just 3 of us. That's how it should be. Or church, not school. Sorry, guys. So I always do perimeters first, but you can see here it's a pre-made area. There's a church. We've got a few cars, a couple houses, and that's about it. All kinds of different shit going on. A house could be filled with zombies. You might see warning signs on the outside of the house saying, "Stay out, I have a gun." Like the last area I went to, there was a big warning painted on the front door. "Yo, stay out, I have a gun, bitch," or something like that. What did I do? I broke the door down. I had 6 bandits and then a couple zombies from the noise. You see here your decibels. More on that in a minute. So I broke in. I ended up, after a few saves and reloads, killing the bandits that were in the house, looted their bodies, got all kinds of good shit from them, and that was it. And, you know, it's just kind of a unique thing that shows me that each of these houses is going to be different as I go. So, can I search this van? No, but there's a toolbox on the other side. Let's check the toolbox. Take it all. you got to be careful. It's a field of view kind of thing. So, and they use what they call the Shroud of War, whatever. So as you turn corners, there might be a zombie. You got to be careful. No zombies in this yard. Keep walking. So that's a locked door. If I can avoid the noise, because if you start bashing down doors, you're going to attract zombies. So what I usually do first is I go and search everything. And then I start bashing down. There's a zombie. So zombies are obviously fucking stupid. And you can, I like the way this works though. You know, I'm here, this zombie hasn't seen me. It's just kind of fucking moseying about there, doesn't do much. What do we got here? Another looter corpse. Bald survivor. So we're gonna walk up behind her. Enter combat before she does. And try to take her out before she could even have a chance to attack. Combat's simple. You know, you got however much you can move. It's very much like Fallout. It reminds me so much of it, from these two item slots, weapon slots, to these two item slots, to your action points. The vicinity you can hit, how far you can run, it really reminds me of old school Fallout. Done. No worries. Space to end combat. Loot the bitch. Good. Now, is anyone using a 38? She is. Now, right click is your best friend. There's Renee. Right click on her. Right click. That's a bandage icon. There's a backpack, so you can trade with her. Let's give her that. I am going to take some of her medical supplies. Let's take her codeine. Take her bandages. Okay, so meds. I have a med kit here, a medical satchel. So it has 0 of 20. That means I can't use it. It's out. How this works in this game is you just drag medical items onto it. 10 of 20. So 1 bandage equals 1 notch in there. Codeine, value 3. It probably gives 3. There you go. So I'm at 13 of 20. That's enough to give a few heals out, and I'm kind of happy with that for now. So that's how medical satchels work. If you don't have medical items, you're fucked. You can't heal. Now, I should probably heal the cop. So what items? You can have 2 items. If you have a gun in your hand, you have to have the ammo in an item slot. An item slot being these, right? Armor, head, legs, arms, armor, weapon 1, weapon 2, item 1, item 2. I need to keep ammo there for this. And you can have all throwing items, grenades and that kind of stuff is an item, not a weapon. So that's beautiful. None of your skills affect that either, so you can kind of use them at your own whenever you want. Like, I don't need ranged or melee or strength to throw an item. I can just use it the same as any other character could use it, which is great. I love that. So value 5. Let's put it in the satchel. All right. Yeah, let's give this guy a heal. Here we go, Joel. Ooh, she's got nice healing. That's a beautiful heal right there. Give her to... Yeah. Like, my guy only heals, I think, 10 hit points as I go, because my healing medic... She's a vet, so... She's not quite a doctor, but that's... I'm assuming that's the backstory on her, and that's why she heals a bit more. 32 and 30 hit points. Right? Now, I'm going to circle around and try to get this zombie first. Doesn't see us. Fuck. Get off. I don't want to fire my gun. That'll put off way too much noise. Kick, boot him. Done. So that's the basics of combat. Pretty straightforward. You know, there's line of sight stuff. For example, when I went in on that house I was talking about before, broke the door down, it alerted everyone inside the house. They started running out the door. I had a person with a gun on each side of the door and my Henry Stowe right in the middle. So as they walked out, fucking bam with the bat, shotgun to the face, pistol to the face, and took him out that way. Fuck. I think I can swap. Yeah. Although I used 8 points, I only have 3 left, so let's leave and see what happens. Missed. Missed. Beauty, let's kill him. Fucking missed! What the shit? See, depending on your skill too, or the weapon you're using, like I can only attack in a square, whereas Buddy with the bat here can attack in any of the squares around him. Let's just put her here. I don't know if I'll go to hit at. No, I won't be able to, but whatever. Let's kill him with this guy. Fingers crossed. There we go. Sometimes they'll be laying on the ground, bleeding. And you can finish them off. There's no, like at first I was thinking, oh, maybe my team won't like if I'm beating a bandit on the ground. He's bleeding and unconscious and I kill him. So there's no detrimental effects as far as morale or attitude. None of these cars. Let's go check. I'm going to check this house first and work my way down. So a save in there. Hardware store van, yes please. We got parts, wood plank. So this door is open, that kind of looks sketchy. Get around this zombie. In case we make noise in there. If we make any noise in there, bashing, shooting, fighting, it all makes noise. If you make enough noise, like if there's a gunfight that breaks out and lasts long enough, you can eventually attract hordes of zombies, so they'll exits on the map. Even bandits will start coming in. So you gotta be careful. Zombie there. Let's leave him alone for now. So what do you think? It feels kind of like Fallout, doesn't it? Fallout Jag-ish. Fallout Combat. Jag-ish. The buildings kind of remind me of Jag. And here so far. Go and check this room first. Come on, peeps, zombie. Nope. Like I said, you gotta mouse over everything, check different angles. You don't want to miss anything. Supplies are fucking valuable. Ain't nothing. Open that door. Nothing. Like that. Nothing. Not much in this fucking house. Whatever. Still worth the scavenge. Let's check. Maybe go back to this house and check that first. And let's see, are there any unlocked doors? Yeah. This one. I always check the surrounding of the building for unlocked doors to avoid noise right off the bat. Bridge. Nothing. Next door, it's locked. Okay. Lock picking. So, these are lock picks. It's got to be in an item slot. You select it. Good. Bada boom, bada bing. No, don't waste that. Fucking lock too. Oh, a guitar. Locked. Locked. Oh, I want in there. Alright, you want to see some noise? Let's do it. Boom. See, 14 decibels rated at the top. It's nothing too severe. Stream. You just right click on the door. Oh, oh God. Oh God. Oh, motherfucker. What do you think? Go over here. Let's leave you here. Like I said, the zombies are pretty stupid. Not a bad thing. A realistic thing. Oh my God. Let's try it. That is a lot of zombies. That is dangerous. I was not expecting this. Well, let's see what happens. Is this guy fucking groaning or something? Calling other ones in, maybe? Oh, fucking, come on. So the down arrow means prone. You've been knocked to the ground. It's going to take some action points to get back up, but he will do it automatically. You can speed all this up too. In the options, you can move movement speed and animation speeds. You can make it all kind of happen a bit faster. Fuck off. 22. All right. Oh, I should have healed. That was such a dumb move. Also, if certain people have certain thresholds for a certain amount of zombies being around them, they can go into panic mode or horror mode, which they become useless. It only happens to NPCs, but then you cannot control them, and they'll run, or they'll shoot on their own, or hit on their own. They'll start doing stupid things. Fuck. And let's leave it there. If there's enough noise going on in the building, zombies will start to bust in. They'll start gathering at the door and breaking doors down to get into whatever noise is inside. I thought I'd be more toast than this already. Come get some. Fuck! Okay, I'm gonna load it now that I know what the hell is going on in here. I'm gonna tackle this room last. Let's load it. And I'm gonna get my guns out. So we know that's a fucking death trap. Let's open this. Always keep an eye out for medicine cabinets. Bathrooms. Nothing. What a useless fucking house. Oh, nothing. Okay. So all we have left is the church. So to wrap this up, I'm going to save it here. Say, just call it Burn the Church. It's my next one to load before I continue the game. So we've got a good scavenge. We got some supplies. We didn't get any gas as far as I know, but some building materials. And we're gonna go back. So map 6:15. We're going back home. Okay, 8:09. So, as it's so close to midnight, I'm not going to venture out again. I'm going to call the day there. I'm going to wrap up anything I have to around the shelter before I sleep and advance it to the next day, which I will show you in a second. So, shelter return summary. Every time you come back, this happens automatically. Your allies transferred the following items into storage, so one special item in this case. The following resources were stocked for later use. Food, 5, luxury items, 32, parts, 5. And that's what happens when you come back. Then you're back to solo. And that's it. Pretty cool. Okay, you can kind of just go wrap things up, talk to people, see if anything kind of happened in that sense, listen to the radio. There's a radio over in Davis's office that you can get scoop on, like the few messages I've heard so far is about antibiotics helping with the infection, and about Bison, the fast food place, maybe having food in it. So some post-apocalyptic radio personality is going on about just tips kind of thing to help you survive in the game. So here's your bed. We've done everything we can. Let's say we've repaired the fence, we fixed shit, whatever. Everything's done in the shelter. You advance the day. Go to bed for the day. Yes. And it gives you a summary. Food gained. So today's fresh food gain, 7. Today's preserved food gain, 85. Allies consumed 18 pieces of food. Our preserved food remaining is 112. So morale bonuses, morale gains from luxury items and everything else, 184. Ally negotiating skill bonus, 13. That's from my special skill there that I showed you on my character sheet. Antibiotics found greater than or equal to 10. So I found some before I loaded this game and started this tutorial. There were some antibiotics in play. I actually had a really good day. Hospitality bonus, working toilets bonus, working generator bonus. So all that gives you morale bonuses. So penalties, morale penalties. Allies with good moods. Allies with good mood, 2, -2, whatever the hell that means. Content allies 1 is -3. Allies with okay mood, 1, -5. And unhappy allies is -7. I see. So for each kind of mood, if they're not happy, there's a little hit on it. Today's morale change. So yesterday's morale total, 203. Today's morale change, 219. Current morale total is 422. Days without antibiotics. Antibiotics used today is 10. Antibiotics used yesterday is 0. Fuel usage. Generator, -4. Fuel remaining, so antibiotics remaining is 6, and fuel remaining is 8. That was a good day. Current morale total, 422. Continue, that's it. And then the story kind of kicks back in. So you'll talk to someone, they'll give you some tips on what to do next or wherever else, or find somewhere to send you and mark it on your map. So that really is Dead State in a nutshell. Again, it's so much deeper than this, but so far a great game. The only thing I could say it might be able to use is some voice stuff. It's all reading. The sound effects are kind of sparse. Like I noticed there's no footsteps. You don't hear anyone walking, which is kind of weird. And but around that, it's very entertaining. I'm really happy with it. And I'm going to continue to play it and keep discovering the rest of Texas. This just kind of reminds me, just kicks it back old school for me, of the good old Fallout 1, Fallout 2 days. So that is Dead State. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet me at Shizwack. Hit me on my YouTube channel, Shizwack, and keep following me on Twitch TV. Thanks again for watching, folks. Have a wonderful day. Peace.